Jesus was accused several times in the Gospels of hanging out with tax collectors and sinners, prostitutes. Is it possible that Jesus knew this woman? Wow, what a trap. What an ingenious trap. So here is Jesus. He can't say, I disagree with the law. He's living under the law. He can't say stone her. Because he really didn't want to. Let's see what happens. It says here, but Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. It must have been pretty dusty or dirty there, okay, in the temple courts. I mean, it had a whole week of a festival, and it's probably pretty dirty. And he started to write something they could read. And he says, when they kept questioning him, he straightened up and he said, if any one of you is without sin, let him begin stoning her. And again, he stooped down and he wrote on the ground. And all of us want to know, what did he write? What did he write? Did he write the other 9 commandments, the top 10? Right? Remember, do not commit adultery is one of the big 10. Remember? Maybe he wrote something that he'd said already in the Sermon on the Mount. Remember that? When he said, it says, don't kill, but I tell you, if you are angry with your brother and you call him a fool, it's just as bad as killing him. And the law says, do not commit adultery, but I tell you, if you've lusted after someone in your heart, you've committed adultery already, which makes all of us, okay? Maybe that's what I don't know. But they didn't want him to keep writing. Whatever it is, they wanted to push him. They wanted so bad. Maybe the rocks were getting heavy. Right? And they just wanted to pitch one and get this thing over with. And Jesus stood up and said, if any of you are without sin, go ahead. Go ahead. Now, guys, that is not in the book of Deuteronomy. There is no caveat. There is no qualifications for stoning somebody or not stoning. They can't say, if you are righteous enough to stone someone. It just says, if they do this, you stone them. This is not a technicality in the law. This is something brand new. Now, I want you to realize how much danger this woman was in. Because all it took was one idiot. One completely proud person. One self-righteous bigot. One stupid person to pitch a rock. And you know what would have happened? They would have all thrown. This woman's life is hanging by a thread. And the only hope she has is that man that's standing there, actually stooped down right now, writing something in the dirt on the ground. Just one person, just one. Somebody in the back that maybe didn't hear. So I gotta go, it's almost lunch. Let me throw my rock. And that would have started the whole thing. And that woman wouldn't be alive. What a great trap. It says here, at this, those who heard began to go away, one at a time. The oldest ones first. Until only Jesus was left, with the woman still standing there. They left. They didn't leave as a group. They came as a group. And the oldest ones were the first ones to leave. Well, rocks get heavier for older people, right? They do. I know, we moved a bunch of rocks yesterday. The older people were convicted first by what Jesus wrote on the ground. Whatever that was. They were the ones that knew they had no right to say they were without sin, and they did not need to be killed also. And so as they left, and people noticed, well, there goes Joe. Well, there goes Frank. Again, I think I want to go too. I wonder if they left their stones. I wonder if they took them home to remember. Until nobody was left except Jesus and that woman. She was still not out of the woods. Because according to our theology, there was one person in that crowd who was without sin. Right? And that would be Jesus. The text says, Jesus straightened up and asked the woman, "Where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No one, sir," she said, "no one." "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus declared. "Go now and lead your life of sin." You know, the only thing that saved that woman's life is the personality of Jesus. Do you understand that? It wasn't a technical catch in the law. It was the fact that Jesus was like nobody else. Nobody taught like he did. Nobody was like him. And he alone is the only one that could stand up to an angry crowd with rocks in their hands and in their pockets and make them think about their own lives. And then it came down to just he and the woman. And God said, I'm not going to condemn you right now either.